Good afternoon, buenas tardes, bon après-midi, bon pomeriggio, annyeonghaseyo. He's staring at me. Aloha, awinala, welcome back to my vlog. Today I'm feeling inexplicably crummy. Woke up late, kind of just dragging my feet. Nutrition is good, life is good. Obviously we're a little stressed with the whole moving thing, but I'm taking it just as things come, so I don't know, maybe I'm just tired. Regardless, we're still gonna go out, do all the things that we didn't get to do yesterday. So we're gonna hit some stores, hopefully make it to Waikiki today. Bye, perrita. Se portan bien. We're at our third store right now. We're at Home Depot. We were going over all the things that we have in our office and realized that we need either stronger bins or bigger ones. Even though they do pack up everything, the movers, they pack up your entire house. Some things we just want to take better care of. So we prefer investing in something that'll keep everything safe, and then they repack it or whatever they do with it, put some tape over it, make sure it doesn't open. When we moved from Puerto Rico to New York, one of my larger bins, which was from Bed Bath & Beyond, is one of those transparent ones, arrived completely shattered. And I lost a lot of jewelry. I lost my wedding dress. I lost a really big quilt. I wasn't able to claim any of it, even though money wasn't going to replace those things, because I was flared by that time. My disease was starting and we didn't know what it was. So with my husband getting used to his new work and us trying to adjust to a new place, I unpacked very slowly. It was mostly up to me to unpack, and by the time I realized what was missing, it was too late to claim anything. I'm just here in the car because I told you I'm feeling very crummy. I'm super drained, like literally zero energy. My husband was wondering if something in me was reactivated or triggered or something, and I think it doesn't make sense because it's just today. I've been feeling just fine the other days except for the bloating that I've shared with you. So you know what I'm doing, checking my blood sugar. All right, so after two sweet potato rolls, which have eel sauce on top, my blood sugar is 102. So I don't know. Now I'm gonna check my blood pressure, which I probably should be sitting down for. That's my blood pressure, 113/67. It's usually 110/70. We're gonna have some dinner. I'm gonna drink a lot of water and see if that helps. If not, my husband's giving me a piece of chocolate. This is 85% cacao, as prescribed by my nutritionist, so don't go eating junk chocolate. Okay, I had to turn the camera back on. We did an experiment after I ate the piece of chocolate. We waited 5 minutes and now my blood sugar is 89. That explains so much. It's time to test my blood sugar. It's been a little bit over an hour. I do feel a little bit better, so it'll probably be like maybe 100, 110.
Okay, when it's heavy rice here, I'm going to set these to stun.
165. It's not supposed to be over 140. Something's going on with my blood sugar today. Forward mail. We are officially in our PCS window, or in civilian terms, our moving window. These are our next 2 weeks. We had to do it this way because in black you have my schedule, in red you have his schedule, in blue you have all the PCS things that have to happen, and in green you have things like days off, which even if it doesn't apply to his job or his company, it does tell us that other offices are going to be closed that day. So we have to take that into consideration when thinking about, oh, well, he needs a signature from this office, they might not be there. I put in my things first, not only because they're less, but they're also flexible. After I input all my stuff, he input his things for vacation as well as work stuff. The binder, which you already saw in the last clip, The binder right there has some information, some suggestions. I'm actually going to link the resources in the comments, or not the comments, the description box below. There's a PCS calendar or checklist that you can find online to help you think of all the things that need to be done, just in case something skips your mind. We have everything from the vehicle to the pets. You can see here, he's going to take down the tank around this date because, again, we have the holiday season here. We don't leave a lot of the moving things for this weekend because we don't know what's going to be open, who's going to be working, what the hours are going to be. Some are going to be very limited. We're aiming to have everything done before Thanksgiving weekend so he can do his court-martial on my birthday, and we can hopefully leave the day after, which puts us in Alabama the first week of December. That's our goal, but as you've seen, we've been struggling to get our orders. A lot of the things on this list cannot happen without those orders, which is why we were also so stressed because a lot of these things could have been done weeks in advance. There are offices that say that no less than 2-3 months prior to your leave date, you have to do this and that, and we're literally just 2 weeks out. Because we don't have a specific date, some of these things are going to be a little tricky to work with. The vets, for example, their flight documents for our dogs, they have to be only 10 days before, a max of 10 days before we get on the plane. And we're kind of estimating what 10 days is going to be. That gets kind of tricky, which is why it has a question mark here. We don't know when to notify the banks that we're going to be traveling. We're just trying to plan so we have an idea, and if something shifts, it doesn't take us by surprise. We say, oh, I predicted it was going to be around this time. Fortunately, the movers do a lot of the work for us. They're going to be packing up the entire house, but we do have to take time to repack some of the things that we want to really secure, things that we really don't want to lose or get damaged. Let me show you something. Our dryer, when we moved here, you see this gap right here? It got knocked or something hit it. That's the other really stinky part about moving. You lose items, they get damaged, or you have to replace them. So there are a lot of out-of-pocket expenses that we've been preparing for because we have to get a car rental here and over there. Obviously, we're going to replace all of our groceries because you can't move perishables. Since we're going to be on restriction of movement, we're obviously going to be paying for deliveries. And the other thing that the military doesn't cover is pets. Because Luna's so big, she's gonna be $400 to go in cargo, and Lali, she'll hopefully still be with us in cabin, and that's $200. So we're also gonna be paying $600 out of pocket, non-reimbursable, to take our babies with us. I'm telling you, it's gonna be it's gonna be a tight time, but again, we've also been preparing. That's why I have my projects over there. I've been talking to my customers. I've been getting in extra classes when I can. Speaking of things we get for the move, we just got one other thing in the mail. We're about to go to the park, so we put it on the, oh wait, she's not wearing her collar. We got these things on Amazon. Oh gosh, stop moving. Ah, okay, never mind, I'll show you later. Oh, okay, this one. Oh wait. I almost showed you my phone number. We got these dog tags. The phone number is on there. And on the back, there's a QR code. So if our dogs get lost somewhere, we just, the person who finds them just has to scan the QR code on the back or call the number that's in the front. And they're already microchipped. So once we update their information, again, we will never lose these dogs. And again, all the things we're showing you are not sponsored. We had a good day at the park, didn't we? The park was so full, and the sunset is absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, we're gonna finish what we were working on. He's doing his university stuff. He has an assignment to hand in, and I am contacting some friends of mine who I'm gonna host some parties with online because I'm gonna be alone on my birthday, and then we're moving. So I decided to do some virtual stuff. This is my PCS tip for today. Do everything as soon as you can. We just learned that the QR codes don't work, so my husband is messaging the company to let them know we input the information, we installed everything as we should have, we paid the fee, and it doesn't work. I already called the medical services office for the military to let them know that my infusion may or may not get delayed, and I need some help finding a provider. Because I am on the West network of our health insurance, we need to be on the East network of the health insurance so that I can find a provider over there for our dog's crate. And he got a second one for the suitcase that's going to carry all of our very sensitive, important things we do not want to get lost. This is the tile that he got. I don't know anything about it, so if you want some more information, I can have my husband describe it. Just ask in the comments. This is the one that we got, again, from Amazon. Lali, ¿qué te pasa? Yesterday, but as you can see, we're at the beach and I am lugging these two by myself. Gabby's over there with his kite surfing instructor. Mira. Okay, we're finally settled. I got my doggies tied to a branch, and Lali is tied to Luna, and Gabby is up there with his instructor learning theory. So, you know, they're talking about the wind and the waves. The beach is completely empty. There's probably just one person sitting at my other side. And of course, Gabby and his instructor are behind me. Lali, what are you doing? No, mira. Eso no va a acomodar la arena. You're not going to make a comfier bed doing this. Oh God, no, don't throw it my way. Still aren't cut. That's how you say it. They haven't handed him his orders. So I got that wrong. The orders are cut. They're not signed. Why are they not signed?
Because they're missing paperwork that this one was supposed to send 2 weeks ago and they never sent it.
Basically an office that is in charge of transferring papers to an office that has to do with transition. They have been dropping the ball on sending the documents, so they're not signed because they're incomplete, even though my husband has been handing things in multiple times, because then they say they never received them. It's been a mess. Our next step is to go to the Inspector General, which is not as scary as it sounds. Tonight, we're gonna compile all the information, all the evidence with dates, names, documents sent, replies, people that he talked to, etc. So the IG will have in chronological order all the things that my husband has been doing and why we still don't have our orders, and we're 6 to 8 days out. receive our orders as they were guaranteed by very high up, saying like, oh yeah, just by tomorrow evening you will have your orders, and we didn't get them. So we were just so beyond frustrated that we just said, I quit. We're done. We're so done. We're so over this.
Tú vas a llamar a
Ahora, porque eso tiene que ser
okay.
con time difference.
Y FMP es personal, eso es
Okay.
un negocio de él.
Entonces todo esto tiene que ser antes de las 4 para dar beneficio de duda que si serán las 4, 4 y media.
Hablando con eso.
Sí. Era report date and class date. Today, as you can see, we got our orders. Hallelujah. It's finally happening. So we only have 2 days to do what we were supposed to do in 90 days. My husband has a whole, like, all the stuff in red is my husband, the blue is mine. He has a whole bunch of appointments and phone calls to make with a court martial in the middle, because remember, he's a witness for something and he has to show up to court on my birthday. I saw my 8 to 10 o'clock student who actually lasted until 9 this morning. I was editing a vlog when the orders came in. We dropped everything and I'm debating whether or not to cancel my 2:30 student because we got so much to do now. I got the floor plan finally for the house we were offered in Alabama. He's gonna come inside. We're gonna take a quick look, sign the documents because we confirmed that that's what we wanted for a home. And then he's gonna have some lunch. And here I am trying to schedule our move on the website provided by the military. I keep getting this stupid session has expired message, even though I'm literally in the middle of using it. I don't understand what's wrong with it. COVID now has changed everything. We have a lot of do-it-yourself parts that before it used to be go to an office and set this up or call this office and set this up. We actually tried calling the office that's responsible for all the transportation household goods stuff, but the phone is either busy, off the hook probably, or actually busy. People are in the middle of trying to get everything done before Thanksgiving and the holidays. So deep breaths, deep breaths. My husband was so livid. I honestly could not just turn on the camera and be like the paparazzi, let me record this moment, you know. My husband called the same office, this transportation office, to see when approximately we could leave the island, meaning when we could get our plane tickets for what dates. Remember, we have that up there. The person said, wow, but you're calling really late for leaving so soon. He had to emphasize, I got my orders this morning. And the person at the office said, I don't understand why this is happening so frequently. So she knows that it wasn't him who just kind of left it to the last minute. She told us that the soonest somebody could come, the movers could come to pack up our house was December 14th. Plan B would be for me to stay behind with all our stuff to make sure that the movers get in, have access and the whole thing. Go through the house inspection by myself, move with the dogs by myself. Not only is my infusion already delayed 2 weeks, but you know by my videos that I already start showing symptoms by week 7 and week 8 is my infusion. Now I've got to wait until week 10. So throwing that additional stress on me is not really an option. So my husband grabbed his binder. He was so angry and he went to his work to go wring somebody by the neck and let them know this is unacceptable. This is because of your doing, and you need to help me fix this so that we can leave at an appropriate date. This is something that I truly believe civilian families don't understand. Me being a civilian 6 years ago or so, I did not understand what my family and his military family had gone through in the past, moving from place to place every 2 to 3 years. In our case, it's going to be 18 months. The stress that is included with not having control over your own life and how you want to plan things according to your own needs, because everything is dependent on when they decide to do something or when they say you can do something. Yeah, I just had to share this with you. I cannot believe this is happening. We've moved twice before and this was just not a part of the experience. I decided to play with the dogs for a little bit. We were playing fetch because, listen.
Yes. So the bio again, it's good to, learn it and memorize it so you can say it.
We pulled out our bins and our trunks from the laundry room. We started pulling out dishware that we want to put away. I already took down wall decorations. You can see the walls are bare, more bare than they already were. We're also putting away other things that we don't typically use, like the ninjas and all the stuff down here, like the kitchen gadgets and stuff like that. The pizza stone. We're just trying to leave out things that we use daily, so cups, plates, utensils, etc. We're also going to put away pots and pans. As you can see, this table is still occupied with Christmas presents and customer orders, things that I really want to get out before we leave. And I also have people helping me in New York, sending out orders for items that I don't have on hand. They're not available online, and I don't want to keep my customers waiting. I have some Christmas gifts already packed, ready to hand out to people here locally as well, and I have some things ready to go to the post office. Right now my husband is waiting for me in the office to continue working all the paperwork that we started yesterday. We're also going to make some phone calls based on the advice we were given yesterday on how to, I guess, negotiate with the transportation office regarding our plane tickets and when they can pack up our house. I already brought boxes over here to pack up some of the things we're not really going to be using in the next couple of days, and we are also putting away our books. All the stuff over here that's going to go in that bin, and two others that we purchased at Home Depot that are staying in the dining room. This is the part I was pretty mad about yesterday. Right now we're in the ¿Cuánto? As I was saying, we're getting estimated weights of everything in our home. I'm putting it here on this estimator. He's also filling out a separate sheet. This is his computer. I'm seeing what he's doing and I'm on a separate screen. So we know how much weight we have and things are gonna move. Dime. This is the work that they're supposed to be doing, but sure. We're trying to take inventory. We counted how many books more or less we have. We weighed them to get it pretty much like a happy medium between 2 and 6 pounds per book, and like we don't have enough to do. Excuse the way I look, but I had to release stress. I had to break down because we've been holding on to so much for so long. I just couldn't anymore. A little while ago, I got a call from transportation. The person was very adamant and barely let me talk. Like, she kept talking over me, saying that the December 14 and 15 dates are non-negotiable because they have no control over the schedule of the people who actually performed the move, and all the explanation of how we live on an island and services are limited and it's peak season and all the words I don't want to say right now, but a lot of, things I already knew. Then I started doing what I could on my end as a military spouse. I called ACS, Army Community Services, and the lady who picked up the phone did not know what to tell me. She said transportation was the only place I could talk to regarding our move and plane tickets and all that. I said, but they're not able to help me. Who else can I talk to? She didn't know what to say. Then I called AER, which is Army Emergency Relief. Basically, they provide emergency funds for people who can't afford, groceries for whatever reason. I couldn't get anybody on the phone. They weren't picking up. It's also lunchtime, so mind you, I'm trying to just work through all the hours. Transportation said that moving ourselves would be about 20 grand, and even though my parents and my extended family and our savings could cover that in theory, I still find it highly unfair and just completely unacceptable that we lose money, and I do mean thousands of dollars, trying to accomplish this move because somebody didn't do their job correctly. So even though I thanked my parents and everybody else was trying to help us afford a 20 grand move, I refuse. I simply refuse to lose money on something that wasn't our fault. It's a matter of principle. When I took into consideration the fact of, let me not cry again. When I took into consideration the idea of staying behind so that, number one, I could meet their stupid pickup date of December 14th, and number two, possibly get my infusion on time instead of delayed here, I broke down because not only would I have to handle the entire house by myself, do the veterinary appointment by myself, travel with my dogs by myself, take the car to port by myself, and get my infusion by myself. On top of that, spending Christmas by myself and possibly New Year's, because it all depends on the plane tickets and whatever. I lost it.
I actually woke up with a migraine. I still feel kind of a bit of pounding right here, but it's not as bad as it was at 8 a.m. I haven't even brushed my teeth. I haven't brushed my teeth, combed my hair, nothing. I fed my dogs, they're outside right now. I'm waiting for them to come back in. I haven't had anything to eat and I've just been on the phone for the past 2 hours. Yesterday, after I had my breakdown, I continued packing some things so I could feel useful and actually get a sense of accomplishment. I don't know if that will make sense to you, but if I see something happening that needs to happen, like packing, I feel like something is actually getting done. And like I said, it's a sense of accomplishment. That actually kind of helped me clear my head. Let me prop you up. I found my husband. I had forgotten that he was at that legal thing, and he told me that I just needed to get the letter ready for the Inspector General. So he came back home, picked up the letter, and then went back to work, where he was told that instead of going to the IG, which frankly we still believe we need to go to, we should call the moving company directly. I honest to God think that the person who answered the phone was an angel. His voice was so calm. He listened and he was courteous, looking for solutions, not just dismissing me like, no, it's 2 weeks out and that is what it is. He actually wanted to know more about why we were calling and accommodated us, and hopefully we'll have our stuff picked up December 4th instead of the 14th, and we can get out of here on time. So that's what happened yesterday. I'm sorry I didn't get to share it with you, but it's really difficult for me to share this process with you because my phone is my camera and everything I'm doing is by phone. So I'm sorry that I have to tell you so much about what I'm doing instead of showing you, which would be better, but hey, it is what it is. But I got a call from, actually my husband messaged me that his mom was calling him, but he was in the transportation appointment, so he asked me to call. So I called my mother-in-law because my father-in-law is in the hospital. You know, he has advanced Parkinson's, he's in the last stages, he doesn't walk, he doesn't talk and all that. So I might be getting a call tomorrow that we have to do a conference call for the people who provide his medication and other services. And just hung up. Now I'm gonna call the people with the lease. As soon as I hung up, I got a message from my husband. I can actually show you this. He told me right here, call this number and confirm 4th of December, looking good. So I have to make that call as well, but I really want to call the lease people. So I got 2 calls coming up.
We did get December 4th for our packing date. Now we can talk about taking the dogs to the vet for their travel documents. We can talk about getting airfare. We can talk about everything else that needs to get coordinated around the packing date and the move out date, because we need to sign a notice to vacate and other stuff. But it's finally confirmed, and that is such a huge step forward. It's such a significant stride. I can't even put it into words. My husband got home with some papers that we need to sign and scan by the end of the day, and he just left to go get some signatures for his clearing papers, because I don't know if you know, with the military, when you leave an installation, you have to clear out, which means that you have to get signatures from different offices with them confirming that you don't owe them anything, that you are in good standing with them, that you're okay to leave this place because they don't need you anymore, and things like that. Unfortunately, the date that they gave him to hand in those clearing papers was November 30th, which is his court-martial date. He did say he had a court-martial date, and their reply was that they've seen people get all those signatures in half a day. Just because you know somebody did something in a certain amount of time doesn't mean it's the right process to keep telling people to follow, because when they do it in half a day, it's because they don't have a choice, because this whole mess is happening. The flaw in the system is so severe. This is not anything that's going to get fixed by the end of the year or even next year. It's not necessarily an employee's fault. It's not necessarily a supervisor's fault, but because one office is already expecting another office to do their job wrong, everybody's just kind of accepting things as they are. Like, I can't even begin to put this in order of consequence. Like, what's the domino effect? Where's that first place that's setting everything behind? We're still going to do our part and try to at least create some awareness in a place that's actually going to care about what's happening and take action to improve services. So that's just an added stressor, even though we felt so victorious today that we caught our household good packing date for an appropriate time. We still heard the door open. He's finally home, which means we can get on with our lives and hopefully enjoy what's left of the evening. We have Thanksgiving talk to have, and whatever, let's have a fun day tomorrow, hopefully. And happy Thanksgiving! Yes, I am working on Thanksgiving, but so is my kid's ABA therapist. So, you know, some things just keep working on the holidays. I am on my way back home to either accept an invitation to a Thanksgiving dinner at someone else's house or just spend some time with my husband. Not sure. Depends on his mood. I haven't talked to him yet. We had a really bad idea of sharing lemon with our dogs to see how this goes over. Let's see. Ah! Luna, no le gustó.
Toma. Luna. Luna. Cheetos.
Come.
Toma.
Nope, not having it. We're pretty beat. I actually fell asleep on the couch. I needed a break. I don't know if I told you. And Flo also came to visit, so I've been having a bit of a hard time. But we did a double batch of lemon madeleines, a double batch of orange madeleines, and a double batch of regular vanilla madeleines. All different sizes. We used all these molds. You can see these are fairly larger than the medium and the super tiny ones. The rice turned out beautiful. Look at that. Woo. We're actually gonna pack up some of the rice and cookies to drop off at the house we were invited to. Also gonna drop some off at the house of some people we met at Halloween. And I don't know if there's anybody else around, we'll drop off some cookies and rice. But well, my husband made me my Thanksgiving dinner, which is pavo guisado, or like, what is it, sauteed turkey breast with white rice. I'm gonna have this for dessert. This is from another friend of ours, the one I was gonna trade foods with, and just wait till I show you my husband's plate. Look how yummy. You happy? Oh, look at that face. And then another friend of ours made some arroz con dulce. I really do not know how to translate that. I actually don't even know how to prepare it, so I can't describe it to you, but it's a typical Puerto Rican dessert, especially made during the holidays. So we're both gonna have something from home.
As you can see, I'm already hooked to the phone. It's not even 9 a.m. My husband left for his kiteboarding lesson. Wow, I think it was at 8 on the dot. And over here, I have quite a lot to do before I see my kid at 2:30 for the last time.
We are out for some early birthday food. We got some sourdough pizza, sourdough waffles, oh, some sort of like mint chocolate coconut cream slushy. Sure, we already ate it, it's gone. So we're on our way back home because then in 2 hours we have to take our doggies to their grooming appointment so we can get them ready for our travel, even though we still don't have a travel date. She's just waiting to get picked up. They probably think they're going to the park or the beach or something. Whoop. Dale, sube. Muy bien. Oh, they don't know they're going for a bath. Happy birthday, feliz cumpleaños. I'm debating between bonne fête and joyeux anniversaire. That would be the French version for happy birthday. Bon cumpleaños. And I have no idea in Korean or Hawaiian, and I'm not even gonna try. Today is my birthday, and before I turned on the camera, I was debating whether or not to get all dolled up because it is my birthday. I wanted to get all glamorous for the camera, but as I've mentioned many times before, this vlog is meant to be as transparent as possible, so I said, you know what? Let me just show what's going on.
Actually, right now I'm gonna call the vet and schedule an appointment for their travel documents. See what they tell me. Hopefully they're not booked weeks in advance.
Guys, guess what? We got plane tickets. We're booked for December 8th. However, I got on the website because our itinerary says contact this airline for pet reservation immediately. And when I was looking through the information, because I was also calling the vet to schedule their appointment, but they're not picking up the phone, I found that it said that they're not allowing pets on 767 aircrafts. After one of our layovers, our connecting flight is a 767. So I called the airline. It said that there's a 45-minute wait time. So I did one of those, we'll call you back, you won't lose your turn in line thingies, and I'm gonna get a call back from the airline. But next thing on our board is to schedule when to drop off our car. We're gonna aim for December 7th since the flight is gonna be the 8th. And we also have to sign our notice to vacate, hopefully today. Our vehicle date as well as our notice to vacate both depend on the flight. So let's see.
Change of plans. I don't think, no, you can't see it with the exposure, but my husband is parking next to the garage so that I can go with him to the community center office and sign the notice to vacate. While I get ready, he's gonna call the airline now that travel changed our flight so he can put Luna on the flight, and then we'll go over there, do another step. Not sure about the car. I'll let you know about that.
Finally, a little bit of talk that doesn't have to do with the move, but before I get to that, we signed a paper. So we signed our notice to vacate for December 8th, which means that we're on our way to get out of here. Bittersweet moment though, let me tell you. I just got back from my friend's house. I used to teach her kids, and I got these super cute letters. Look at that. This is the kid I worked the penmanship with. He wrote the date with the word and wrote a comma after the date number, which is really big. It's huge. He's in kindergarten. And this is his little 5-year-old brother. Look how cute. And I also got some Godiva chocolates because she knows me so well. Something that I did not expect. I didn't see it until I got home. A $50 gift card. Like, what? You know something else? Oh yeah, I put them in the fridge because they have fresh frosting, strawberry frosting made at home so that it wouldn't make me sick, because she knows that I have some limitations. I already ate 2 of them. My husband had 1, and that's all he's getting because the others are mine. And that's my birthday cake for today. We didn't get to do the paleo cake. I told you, we're too tired. But here's the bittersweet part of this. I just got back from her house a little while ago, and I find my husband taking the tank apart. He's actually separating, let me show you. He's taking out some of the hermit crabs. Hermit crabs, he's saying goodbye to them. Oh, look at that. He's also separating some of the fish, not all of them. He's putting them in this bucket. His coworker is gonna stop by in a few minutes to pick up that stuff. And we're here reviewing our board for all the things we have to do in the days we have left. And welcome to the military life. We have all these acronyms. We have DTS, VPC, Do Taxi, FMP, VET, what is this? TESU, SATO, HHG. I think that's everything. Another friend of mine is coming over at 9ish tonight to pick up the rest of the plants that other neighbors didn't want. Then another coworker of his is gonna pick up the patio table and chairs. But I am gonna call it a night here for the video. So good night, everybody. Wish us luck. Thank you so much for sticking around with us. Buenas noches, bonne nuit, buona notte, 안녕히 주무세요, and aloha ahi ahi, if that's the correct one. See you tomorrow.